If you're looking at buying or selling a home in the Spruce Grove real estate market, then you're going to want to watch this video because we're going to do a deep dive on what's going on in the market in Spruce Grove. So make sure to watch till the end of the video so you can get all the information that you need. All right, so here's the report for Spruce Grove in March 2022. This is looking at the most recent statistics that are available from the month of February. So we're basically looking at the month previous. We're about halfway through March now, so there is a little bit more up-to-date info, but this is the whole month of February, essentially. We're looking at an average price for Spruce Grove in February of $414,019, which is up 3.73% from January, and it's up 8.27% from February 2021. So that's a pretty healthy increase. You can see here we've got the 13-month history. Last February, we were up 9.43%, and then it was down, and then it was up, and then it was down, and then it was up, that kind of thing. This is pretty common in smaller markets like Spruce Grove. There's not a ton of transactions, so every single property that sells can actually influence the average price quite a bit. So don't get too caught up on the average price each month, seeing it going up and down like that. It is helpful, but that doesn't mean that it's actually that volatile. It just looks that way because there's less transactions. But you can see that since January, we've been getting some healthy gains. If we look at the trend, now this is a little bit more useful just looking at it on a yearly basis. You can see that last year in 2021, average prices in Spruce Grove were up 8.44%. And this is a more reliable metric to look at because there's more transactions that happen in a 12-month period than just on an individual month. So it's not quite as sensitive to being skewed by one expensive property selling or one really cheap property selling. So last year was a good year for Spruce Grove, prices going up 8.44% on average. And so far in 2022, we're up 8.5%. Now, this is only basically taking the first 2 months of the year. So we got January and February. We're gonna wanna keep an eye on this number as the year progresses. But so far it's looking like we're gonna have another strong year in Spruce Grove. Now, if we compare that to the average price in Edmonton, you can see in 2021, Edmonton was up 6.25%. So the average actually did better in Spruce Grove than it did in Edmonton. And then in Edmonton in 2022, we're up 3.34%. So far it also looks like Spruce Grove is outperforming Edmonton in terms of average price increases. So good to keep an eye on that, but things are looking good in Spruce Grove. Got a couple more things here I'll show you in the report, but I just want to let you know this gives you a good sort of average or overall view of what's going on in the Spruce Grove real estate market. But if you'd like to get more specifics unique to the types of homes that you're interested in, the price point, and even the specific communities within Spruce Grove, I'd encourage you to reach out to me. You can reach me at 780-819-5508. You can either call me or text me, or you can always email me at trevor@trevortardif.com, or you can go to booktrevornow.com, select a time on my calendar, and then I will call you. So encourage you to reach out to me so I can give you even more specific guidance on your unique situation. So let's continue here. Now, if we look at active and sold listings, this will start to show you what I mean by how small the market is. If you've seen some of my other videos for Edmonton, we have more transactions happening on a weekly basis than what Spruce Grove would get in a whole month. So that just gives you a little bit of perspective there. So at the end of February, there was 110 active listings in Spruce Grove, and we'd had 92 sales in all of February. So our number of listings is down 12.7% from January, and it's down 33.33% from February of last year. So pretty significant reduction in inventory, which is the number of active listings that are available. And then our sales, with getting 92, were up 76.92% from January. So a lot more sales than what we had in January, and we're still up significantly from last year. We've got 37.31% more sales than we did last year. So if you look at this 13-month history again, this is kind of showing you the balance of, how much inventory do we have and how many sales are happening on a monthly basis. Because that'll go into basically letting you know, is this more of a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? As you can see, with us only having 110 active listings at the end of the month and 92 sales, there's just a little bit of room in that green bar because we've got a very high absorption rate. So if you look down here, we had an absorption rate of 83.64%. So that's quite high. They're saying the odds of selling increased by 102.67% compared to January, and 105.96% compared to February 2021. So that's a super high absorption rate, definitely puts it in a strong seller's market territory. But just jumping back up here, looking at the 13-month history, you can see last February 2021, we had more inventory. We had 165 at the end of the month and 67 sales. So we've increased sales volume substantially. And you can see last year, we had 98 sales in March last year. And with us having 92 in February already, we're already setting ourselves up to have a much stronger March than what we did last year. And you can also see that in March last year, we had 190 active listings. So it'll be really important to watch what happens with the inventory levels. If they stay low and if stuff's selling faster than we can get it listed, there's going to be continued pressure on home prices. As you can see, the average home prices went up last year, and so far they're up this year. Unless this situation changes where we end up with a whole bunch of properties coming on the market and less demand, we're going to continue to see upward pressure on prices. So last year we basically had the strongest month in April with 130 sales. I think we're going to blow these numbers out of the water unless we get too constrained on the supply of houses and there's just not enough to support that many sales. So we're setting ourselves up to have a very strong year if this continues, essentially. Okay, let's go a little bit further. I mentioned the listing absorption rate at 83%. That basically means if we had no new listings this month, we would sell 83% of the active listings in 1 month. So it's one way of looking at how much inventory you have. The other way you can calculate it is how many months of inventory that you have. You just basically flip the numbers and divide it the opposite way. So we talked about how much faster stuff's selling essentially, but looking at these listing absorption rates, you can also see how that fluctuated from last year. You can see last February we were at 40%, just over 40% listing absorption rate. So the odds of selling have increased 105% since last February in 2021. We reached a peak of 64% listing absorption rate in April last year. We're already way past that. Like I said, looking like a really strong market in Spruce Grove this year. Things did reduce after we got into May and then sort of trickled down. Looks like we hit a low, not in August, but actually in November, which would be normal. And things really shot up from January to February. Just like in Edmonton, if you've watched my Edmonton real estate market updates, things really started to turn in February. A lot more sales are happening and the number of new listings is just not keeping up. So that's kind of creating a little bit of a pressure cooker situation. Now, if we look at the average days on market for February, we were sitting at 45 days on market, which is down compared to January. So homes are selling 28.57% faster compared to January and 18.18% faster compared to February. So you can see in January, we had 63 average days on market. Now we're sitting at 45. Last year in February, we were at 55 days on market, and we hit a low in March, actually, it looks like, 34 days on market. So like I said, things are looking strong here. This is the total residential. So when I looked at this average price of $414,019, that's for total residential. If we just hop over to single family homes, the average price was $424,917. And the average price for a condo in Spruce Grove was $224,410. There's not a whole lot of sales for condos in Spruce Grove, and it's not a seller's market in Spruce Grove. So you can see at the end of February, there was 34 active listings for condos and only 5 sales, which gives you a listing absorption rate of 14.71%, which is buyer's market territory. So basically it's only if you're looking at selling a single family home that it's a seller's market. Condos are still a little bit depressed in Spruce Grove, so it's a great time to buy a condo. You're gonna probably not have a whole lot of competition, at least how it looks right now at the end of February. And you can see, look, the average days on market for a condo is 83 days. So much different story than the market as a whole. And since most of the market is single family homes, the condos are not making up a big portion of the total average. But for single family homes, we actually have an absorption rate over 100% because we had 76 active listings at the end of the month and 87 sales. So that's 114% listing absorption rate. So, you know, we're redlining for the pressure on single family home prices and whatnot, because there's just more sales happening than there's even active on the market in a given month. So pretty crazy. I hope this was useful for you. If you'd like more specifics, again, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can reach me at 780-819-5508. Call or text me. Email me at trevor@trevortardif.com, or go to booktrevornow.com. Select the time on my calendar and I will call you. And let me know if you're liking these types of videos in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers and I need your help. This is the first time I've started doing some market updates for some of the surrounding communities around Edmonton. And I'd like to know if you want more videos like this or if you just want me to focus on Edmonton. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you on the next video.